Thank you, Paul.
Brilliant start.
Thank
Right,
you.
let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
Then we'll carry on.
Get some water. All right, okay, so we're live. We're into the gun round.
Scream, well, he does manage to get away a fadeaway shot. Issa started nicely as he aggresses. There's only one man left on the A site, sort of hiding in the back line. Sixer will take one, but again, it's a quick trade. Leaving it onto RPK on the side. The flank is very quick from XMS, however. Can he get back in time? Angels managed to get one more, giving them a man advantage, but XMS is perfectly positioned. 1, 2, wow. And can he get the third as well? Sat on the site is only going to be one, and DevFox is dead. Leaves it 2 players standing and the bomb to be defused.
Welcome to the XMS show. Wow, that was phenomenal coming out from him. Wow. The patience there on the first shot as well. So, EnVyUs goes up 1-0. No surprise there. Do you want to be as bold as to go for a final prediction in terms of scoreline? I'm going to go for a clean 16-7 for Envy.
I was actually going to say 16-8. I think, yeah, I think 16-8. I think it should be fairly dominant, and their CT side was really impressive earlier as well, which only makes things worse. Not much invested in this round from the T side, of course, waiting to get themselves all of that extra stuff in the next with the AK. So they do at least get a bomb plant.
Interesting move from EnVyUs up against an eco, and they've decided to put a guy up on drop. Interesting.
I'm also not sure about the purchases, because they love their SMGs, we know that. But if the opposing team gets the bomb down, you know that there's AKs coming in the next round. Now, of course, every single kill that you get in this one means that you get $600. Great. But now you go into a round where you haven't built up a huge amount of money. You probably have built up that you can squeeze a buyout into the next round. But instead, you either have to do this, where you upgrade a gun, which then you pretty much just wasted $1,200. You're not really making that much of a profit. And then you still have 4 players who have SMGs.
Yeah. I don't really get it either. I just think it's down to personal preference up against pistols. SMGs are just so powerful. We'll have to see.
They photoshopped Issa's head onto a HellRaisers shirt. I love it. I absolutely love it. Wait for that to come back up. It is beautiful. RPK with that MP9 can hold closer range angles. They're just pushing straight out into middle at the moment, taking a lot of control. Still so many positions held though, and there goes the one rifle already being traded out, and it's 3 quick kills. But Happy and RPK managed to get a couple of their own, and Happy's managed to retrieve a rifle. If they were able to steal this round away, it would be absolutely massive. Issa's low on HP. Woxic, on the other hand, is absolutely fine. Push going to be coming back into the site. Happy repositioning through that long spot. Trying to make his way onto the site. Is he going to check the angle on his left? It doesn't look like it, although he does, and actually finds the kill onto Issa. Leaves it into that 1v1 situation. A game of chicken ensues. Happy does have a kit, so he's got time to play with running around the corner. Doesn't check, and it will be Woxic to win. HellRaisers, they do manage to beat the SMGs, but as said, there's still going to be a buy coming back in for this Envy side, and all the extra kills that they managed to get means that the reset potential is high.
Good round coming out from HellRaisers, obviously losing a lot of weaponry, but in the end it's all about getting the points on the board. It was close there. In the end, Happy was close to clutching it. Nothing fast happening here, just a little bit of aggression over towards the B-bomb site. The bomb, however, is back in middle for HellRaisers. Just trying to make something happen over towards B. XMS just hiding in that corner. That's a beautiful picture of Issa. That totally looks legit. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is. To be fair, they've done an alright job. But it's just the fact that his chest just suddenly changes color from his neck. That probably.
It's shadows, man. It's shadows.
He's just tanned very oddly.
It's a t-shirt tan. That's what we call it in Norway.
Either way.
Either way.
T-side. I'm going to be looking to try and challenge into drop. Fake drop from Angel. trying to bait them into thinking he's already down the bottom, and actually they do throw in some nades, but it's going to be that push. DevFox already finding the first onto XMS. Happy boosted up, however, but he doesn't manage to do too much. In the end, it is dropped and leaves it onto Scream. Back to tapping. What we were seeing earlier, he was the king of the spray instead. It's still a man advantage at the moment. Angel very low on HP, and he's already dropped by Sixer, who can now retrieve himself a rifle as well. 2v2 ensues. Missed shots, though, from Scream, and it's left all onto Sixer. Can't pull it off. It will be another round for HellRaisers. But with only one player surviving, there has to be the temptation from EnVy to force. They don't really have the money to do it, and they can buy in the next round. But, well, RPK's already invested. Scream's brought up a deagle, and looking like they're going for a little bit of a half buy.
It makes sense. It's too early in the game to start forcing the issue. So I'd prefer they go for the full eco, but then again, half buy isn't that bad.
They still probably can't buy in the next round, though. So 2,400 added on. Like RPK, for example.
Yeah.
Well, unless he's going for a UMP. Won't actually had enough. And especially on a map like Cobble, I think utility's so important. Kits, when it comes to retaking, it's not something you can really afford to drop. But HellRaisers, yep, they only keep one player surviving, but now they have the chance to make some extra cash versus Pistols, and already ruining this defense that the CT side has put forward. 4 players will be dropped and left onto XMS, who, well, he will actually manage to get one. That's a UMP into his hands, which may actually be able to be brought into the next round, because as I said, I don't think they're going to have enough cash to actually purchase up, or if they do, they're probably going to have UMPs in there anyway.
Indeed, but he's going to have to pick a fight with Izza, and that's not going to end well for him. 2-3, and HellRaiser is taking the lead. And as you were talking about earlier, the money situation for EnVy, I'd like to see them go for a half buy again here. Don't force the issue with SMGs. Open Woxic, let's see, didn't really deliver the goods over on Overpass earlier. Let's see if he can put it to better use on Cobblestone.
Once again, not going to be much invested. Saving all of their cash to get a big buy in the next round and then possibly get themselves a streak. Sixer should have enough for the AWP as well. It means that it should be a couple of freebie rounds now for HellRaisers. So at the same time, they're going to be building up cash of their own. Nice amount of damage done from that HE, actually. Happy just lowering his opponents, but Angel's still going to remove RPK from the action and give them a man advantage with still a minute left on the clock. Is that the same? Yeah, they've edited it onto the same body.
Might have, yeah.
I think it's 0. I think they've edited it onto 0.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Perfect.
Happy does manage to get one, though. Picks up a UMP, chance to make some extra cash. Of course, they are saving to get all that extra money. Ooh. Scream. Oh, this is a lot of information. If he can get it on the flank, already Happy's going to go down. They may expect that to be the only player coming round from this position. XMS on the site. Can he slow them down enough? By the looks of it, he cannot. And now Scream reveals his position. Only Sixer remains hidden, and he spams away, but can't quite find the shots. At the moment, at least. It's only going to be one man going down. Scream actually does have some armor behind this UMP, so he may just look to either keep it into the next round or try and make himself $600.
He's definitely going for some kind of exit frag, trying to upgrade to an AK or maybe an AWP even if he's lucky enough. Considering the amount of money he's got, he does not need to save this. And just going for the high reward play. That's going to be a tough one, it seems.
Ooh! That's nice. $1,200 made and 2 guns dropped for HellRaisers. It means that that 2 pistol rounds that came in that were supposed to be HellRaisers' chance to make a load of cash, they actually don't make as much as they would have done. And now you can see, like, DevFox has to rebuy, Angel has to rebuy. It's only really Woxic and Issa that have a large amount of cash remaining, and straight in with the double orbs. It was something we saw them throw in late in their CT side earlier today versus LDLC, and clearly they felt, okay, we want this in as early as possible. Woxic is going to be the counter to them, but let's see what Happy can do with his AWP. He was one of the star players in the match we saw earlier.
Woxic using that AWP over towards A, looking for an entry kill into A at. It's a position where EnVy likes to play aggressive. Who will prevail? AWP versus AWP. In fact, EnVy decides to fall back. I think that's a good decision from them. Gotten some vital information. There's players pushing towards A.
Drop control will be challenged in the end, taken over by the T side. And the majority of their players wait over towards A. RPK. We saw this earlier from him. Doing great work, but he will be taken down by Issa, who was actually very quiet. He seems to have started a lot better already in Cobble. See if we can continue that on. The CT side of this map is normally one that takes a lot more practice. You can run and gun and make aggressive plays on the T side, but when it comes to rotations, that's where things become difficult. Look at XMS. He's right in the back lines. He's just going to be able to push, and it doesn't matter because Sixer drops the bomb. Leaves it on to Issa and Zero. They've got to finish off the frags. They really don't have time at all. 10 seconds left on the clock. Just going to go running into the corner. Sixer gets another for himself, and this round is all but over. It has to be kills within 3 seconds. Instead, XMS finishes the round. And it will mean 3-4. The bounce back comes in, but do they actually save the second door? I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
They are juggling weapons. No, yeah, it's only going to be the singular.
HellRaisers going for the buy. Pistol on Angel. But they do have the AWP on Woxic. So far, Sixer has been hitting his shots with the AWP, so we'll have to see how that duel pans out.
Yeah, XMS was a menace. And drop. Or on plat, sorry, earlier in the day. He was more in the early round scenarios, but he's done pretty well so far already. Not going to be spotting anybody out as of yet. Knows they're there, of course, because the bullets have come flying past his head. Woxic is going to be set up waiting. That AWP. Minute already gone on the clock. Not really any control taken from this T side. They've got a man in the form of Zero who's going to make his presence known over towards this A site. Now, they could realistically split back through drop if he does a good enough job, but the likelihood is they are going to be coming towards here. And XMS, he starts off strong. He takes down 2, already stopping this T side in its tracks. And they're going to go rotating. As said, if Zero does a good enough job, well, they've rotated off. He's now going to try and hold this site. They may still think that it's a bit of a fake, but already Happy's trying to make his way back in. Sneaking over towards that balcony position. Hasn't spotted anyone cross yet. Look at the time as well. Only 15 seconds up and coming. Zero's going to get another, but it doesn't matter. RPK and Happy combine, and the score will be equalized. And that was just lovely stuff. Nice pop flash. Man advantage already. It will be an even scoreline again.
XMS started off the game pretty damn well. I think he got a 3K in that pistol round, and there he goes again with a double kill on flat. And all tied up. Single off here for EnVy. It's on Sixer. Doesn't really matter because we got a clean eco coming out from HellRaisers. Well, sort of clean. A little bit dirty.
Just Zero. He's bought himself a P250.
Bastard.
He's ruined your plans.
Yeah.
Push going to be running straight down mid. May just be a bit more of a distraction play from Angel. Trying to bait Scream into coming back around, and he will. But it will kill him anyway, so it makes absolutely no difference. The bomb in the meantime is going to go back towards that B site. Actually going to drop where there's 3 players waiting. Good luck, Woxic. Your dreams have not become a reality in Dead Fox. Well, you may no longer be a fox.
All right. HellRaisers decides to go for the buy. And they can afford the AWP on Woxic, so...
Glass cannon, though.
Yep.
Definitely going to be vulnerable to all that utility, which is now sitting on the EnVy side. Still not back to a double AWP setup as of yet, but they haven't really needed it.
No.
We didn't see Happy do anything, in fact, with his AWP. It was all Sixer. Here comes the push. RPK once again, and he loses the battle this time. There is an attempted refrag, and instead Happy goes down as well, giving a two-man advantage over towards his T side, and rightly so, they slow down.
It's very well played from HellRaisers. It's always going to be tempting to push into the bomb site after you open up with 2 kills, but just chilling back like they're doing right now just forces rotations and just raises a lot of questions on the EnVyUs team. Now Sixer, yes, does the smart thing, falls away. He's got some kind of information to relay to his friends. He's about to get a whole lot more. He picks up a kill onto 0 before he falls back, and the rotation is coming in from his teammates.
Sixer throwing out the flashbang, trying to delay this push even more. Looking like we're going to see an aggressive play from XMS as he now has to try and clutch this versus 3. 30 seconds left, so denying the bomb isn't going to help him too much, and he won't be able to do anything. Issa continues. As said, already been doing better than what we saw previously, but at 5-5, no one really taking a dominant stance yet. And it has to be remembered, EnVy's T side was much better.
It was, for sure, and as you were saying as well, HellRaiser on that CT side is probably going to be a lot harder for them. So we'll have to see. Once again, we see the standard coming out from HellRaisers. Obviously, having practiced about 5 days coming up to this, it's not a lot of variety coming out from them.
Yeah, it seemed to make a lot of noise over towards Plat, but the bomb suggests that that has nothing to do with the play they're about to be making. Could, of course, just split straight back down drop, where RPK will be waiting.
RPK is having some issues in the drop zone, and a little bit surprised to see that, because he was playing that drop very, very well against LDLC earlier today. Got 2 FAMASs on EnVy. There we go, RPK going to town with the FAMAS. Takes down Angel.
T-side going to be making their way back around that long portion. Sixer is waiting. All he needs to do is find a kill and fade away. Issa's been tagged very low. There's only 30 seconds left, so they really have to make their move. Flashbang is absolutely perfect, leaves him blind, but Scream will still find one, and Sixer gets another. There's a second player waiting. Sixer actually managed to get back round and reposition. It may not be known, and the bomb's now been dropped. Quick round coming out towards the end. It will be 6-5. EnVy, they take the lead, and the money once again is screwed for HellRaisers.
Feels like once again EnVy just showing off how well they can adapt to opponents. We saw it in the LDLC game. I'm kind of seeing it here as well. HellRaisers put up a lot of rounds early game, but EnVy has turned it around. Let's see if they can keep on doing that. Obviously, for EnVy, they want to beat a team like HellRaisers. It's a new team on the block, basically, and they want to go 2-0 up here in the group stages. This time around we got HellRaisers pushing through middle. Scream is having a little bit of an issue with his spray, and Zero is going to be able to pick him up, but now Sixer needs to fall back to the bomb site. He's got the AWP, gets one, he needs to reposition. Oh, he gets the second one as well. Well played from him, but he does get
Woxit gets an AWP for a matter of seconds. It's like, yeah, oh, I don't even get to see anyone.
I've got it, lads. Oh.
Not bad damage, almost taking down a third player. That would have been perfect for HellRaisers going into this next round. Money, not bad, but if they do want an AWP again, it's going to have to be Glass Cannon, and Moxic actually deciding against it this time, so it is going to mean they do have a bit of a sketchy buy, to be honest. So Issa, I'm wondering what he's going to buy. Goes for a Galil as well. Angel, of course, wanting all that extra utility, the in-game leader for the team, so not surprising that he's the one taking the hit with the UMP, but this isn't a buy that looks like it's going to be taking down EnVy. And if they get up to sort of 9 rounds again, like we saw in the first match of the day. I don't really know what HellRaisers are going to be able to do on their CT side to change that. It's still possible. It's just so unlikely with how difficult this CT side is to play.
And it's really showing HellRaisers being a new team with their lack of strategies. They've pretty much started every single round the same way. Now this round and the last one they've tended to go more towards that middle area, but I don't know, it didn't work out well for them last round, even though it's got to be said they only got pistols. Let's see if they can do more with weaponry.
Oh, pistol flash, there it is, but they're actually looking away from it, so it means that Issa is going to capitalize. Scream is the first to be lost. Sixer has actually been excellent with this AWP so far, but he peeks away at the wrong time. Does still manage to trade one back, but it means the advantage is gone, and DevBox with the pre-fire is going to finish off another. Maybe this is going to be the buy that breaks EnVyUs, as Happy is the only man remaining versus, well, now 3, as he manages to pick off the first, peeks back in, gets the second as well, but he's so low on HP, the Molotov is almost enough to take him down. Woxic and Angel still in such a strong position here. It would have to be a massive mistake, and Happy is not going to go for this. And yeah, again, 9 HP, taking 2 players down, making things much more costly, and still saving a weapon.
Rightly so. Looking at the money on Envy, they're not stacked with cash right now. So I was about to suggest he should probably stick around, try to take some weaponry off of HellRaisers, get some exit frags. But Envy doesn't really have that kind of money. So rightly so, he pulls away, and he's easily going to be able to bring that weapon into the next round. It's going to be 7-6 here, and a close game on our hands.
Oh, he still manages to get another. No idea how Happy gets away with that. But their money's not going to be great either. So Happy can drop 1. RPK can buy himself. But by the looks of things, they're just going to save. And it means that HellRaisers should be evening up that scoreline.
In terms of predictions, that's unfortunate. That's just early to hit the mark. Good for the game.
And I still feel like 7 rounds is probably enough for Envy already. They are going to be challenging into the final round of the half and looking to try and win it, but not going overboard. And that's something that at least this Envy lineup, if I think of any team for force buys other than actually the old E-Frag lineup, ironically, but they were sort of one that would always go for these risky force buys, look to try and win with pistols. Yeah. But it's nice to see some composure. Just go, okay, we want to get our full buy. We've been doing well with the AWP on Sixer, so let's just make sure we have everything. Happy does manage to get a first. Scream looking for more, but can't manage to do it. Still got that rifle up. The catalyst of the team in the form of Happy. Six are going to be spamming away, but it's DevFox to turn this tide into an advantage. XMS still doing work. Can he get anything more? No, he can't. Woxic is waiting. But Happy still is just causing problems. Finally, Issa will finish him off. It is 3 players dropped, but when it comes down to it, T-side are still going to have enough money to buy up pretty much everything. I think they've got enough money that they could just drop weapons, even for the players that are a little bit low. And from the CT side, there is that trusty AWP. Now, I don't think that can't be right. It's not showing armor on the screen on 3 players. I wonder if maybe Sixer has a glass cannon AWP, but I don't think Scream and XMS have glass cannon rifles. I think that'd be a bit weird.
Might have been a drop situation where Sixer couldn't afford the AWP. But we'll see soon enough. Oh, that Molo actually taken away on a couple of HellRaisers players.
And DevFox again, he is showing up in this match, but there's Happy. He's just doing more. 3 kills. He's managed to turn this back into a 2 versus 2. DevFox and Zero versus Sixer and Scream. The SS, I'm not talking about space soldiers in this situation. Zero, at least able to switch to that AK-47. Sixer currently 12 and 9, looking to add a couple more to that kill feed.
Ah, good boost on Sixer, but the bomb is being planted behind.
Allows them to clear a couple of angles though. Flashbang going to go out. Peak looking to come in, and Zero takes the head off of Sixer, leaving it on to Scream in a 1 versus 2. Both players marginally tagged. Looks for the kill, but it's not going to happen. DevFox once again prevails for this side, down to 2 HP. But it does mean that HellRaisers actually take themselves the half. So already doing better than what we saw from LDLC earlier. And now we get to see what they can do on that CT side.
Yeah, according to my prediction, I think I called 16-8 for Envy, so that's going to be a tall order for Envy to just pick up every single round from here.
I think I said 16. I think you said 16-7, so I think you're screwed.
I will have to look over the VOD afterwards to double check your math, but yeah. Anyways, that's really surprising to see, and I'm glad to see HellRaisers doing this well, but in the end, they're going to play the CT side now, and I don't know. It feels like Envy might have some more tricks up their sleeves in terms of faking and causing rotational hell for HellRaisers. So, I don't know. Still feel like Envy's got this in the bag.
Yeah, their T side looked very good, but it did come off the back of winning the pistol and getting that momentum. So if HellRaisers can deny that, then it is still possible. Of course, earlier today, we didn't really see much from them on Overpass. It has to be said, they're already performing so much better, at least individually. And even just in trades in general, I've been impressed with how DevFox has been playing, especially considering he's no longer on that AWP role. And now, moving on to their CT side, we'll see if that takes effect. Will they bring in a double AWP? How much are they going to have going forward? Either way, it's looking like DevFox has got himself that smoke. I imagine there's a kit behind that as well.
A little bit of a stack for, well, for HellRaisers over towards that B bomb side, and I'm not sure if I like Zero being that offensive and re-peeking constantly when he's this solo player on A. He's got rotation now. He should be falling back in, rightfully so.
Yeah, Wolf's position already be taken and cleared by the T side. They do have a smoke and flashbang onto Sixer as well. See if I actually utilize it over towards A instead. They're going to go rotating now. They could use it for a fake, but likelihood is they're going to use it somewhere else. Happy has dropped. Should have been heard by somebody on HellRaisers, so they should know that he's already in this position. But that doesn't give them any inkling over to which site it's going to be. Instead, here comes the push. Smoke will be thrown out. Issa needs to try and take somebody with him at least. Instead, Scream will isolate him, leaving DevFox alone on the site. They split in. Woxic manages to find one. Still with a chance here, but players dropping like flies as RPK just steps up with a double and leaves it on to Zero. 3 players remaining to be found, and he will get none of them. RPK with a massive finish to that round, and the scoreline evened up with EnVy winning that T-side pistol once again.
2 pistol round wins for Envy, and it just seems so easy for them to pick them up as well. Let's see what HellRaisers decide to do. They've invested in a couple of CZs. They got some utility, not much, and they're stacking over towards A bomb site, trying to go for a little bit of crossfire refrag potential, both in middle and A side. Gets an opening kill, Zero onto XMS. Takes a lot of damage and he falls away. Will Woxic be able to get a kill?
Hey, well, they've already got themselves 2-man advantage on this buy from EnVy. Not looking so good now. 2 MAC-10s and a scout on Sixer. Already, RPK will at least be able to find one, but he's lost to Angel. Again, it's just going to be a trade, and there's a couple of low players, so it's definitely still possible. Happy looking to try and come back round on the flank. Will finish off Woxic. There's still another man flanking, spamming away. Angel tags another and leaves it onto Happy with just 4 HP. MAC-10 definitely not the weapon you want in this situation, as a stray bullet or a stubbing of the toe could be enough to finish you off. Especially with this bomb down as well. He's got 40 seconds to play with. If anybody's going to be able to play mind games with his opponent, it is going to be this man. But with 4 HP, how much can he really do? DevFox on a Deagle does give him a chance, because it's not really known for its accuracy.
Good positioning from HellRaisers. Sticking together, and wow, there we go.
doesn't matter in the end. And actually, HellRaisers are going to be able to stop the conversion of those rounds. A risky buy coming in, something that EnVy love to do. They love all those SMGs. But this time it actually bites them, and it has happened before. And you do sometimes wonder, like, okay, yes, the reward is massive. You get all that extra money. You boost your economy going forward. But if it doesn't work, then all you've really done is go, here you go, HellRaisers. Here's some extra SMGs for you to make money with. We now don't have the money to buy. And in this one, well, they have put some back into pistols. And there was a little bit of spare cash anyway, based off the fact that they didn't invest into rifles. Let's see what they can do in return. Can they continue the nature of this second half and make it a 2-1 in favor of EnVy?
Looking for the head, doesn't find it. Deadfox has taken a lot of damage over Woxic. Picks up 1-0 with 2 kills.
Oh, this is just a wipe down. Nice setup from them as well. They'll be taking the long-range battles with the rifles that they have on A. Happy now, obviously he was the lurker over towards the B side. Something we see quite a lot when it comes to this EnVy side. And this is sort of the bad half of that situation where he's now left in a 1v5 situation, bomb down on the A site. It's all of the players now rotating in. He'll be spotted out. Does manage to take one down. Can at least look to make things costly, but Woxic will finish 10-8. Lead taken back. There's still not enough money to go for an investment on the EnVy side, so it's going to be another chance. And we've seen this on both halves now, where EnVy have gone for sort of a minuscule investment with some extra armor and some deagles as such. And because of that, they then can't buy in the round following.
It's not been working out great for them. I'd almost prefer them going full buy, force buy everything instead of just that little mix. Because the amount of utility you're stuck with when you do that kind of investment is like, it's 0 to none. Just got a pistol and some armor and just keep losing rounds.
Great for HellRaisers though.
Yeah.
They're in the lead. And here's the farming available. There's next to nothing on the opposing side. A deagle picked up from Happy. A few pistols. EnVy really, they just want to drop a couple of players and maybe get the bomb down. That would be ideal. I think we're living in some sort of dream if that's the case, because just look again, it's this same setup. Angel up close with the SMG, exactly where he needs to be. And then on the A site, they're playing very passive all the way back and basically just saying, okay, you want this site, you're going to have to push towards us. We know you only have pistols here. We know you can't afford to invest into anything long range. And that means that the rifles should be winning the duels 9 times out of 10. And Angel just being played with, he's just sitting there going, look, if you want to muck about, oh, that's so lucky!
That timing.
RPK has got to be having a little bit of a giggle to himself there. Zero will quickly trade it, but Happy's found another one. Surely this round cannot go the way of EnVy. That would be absolutely nuts. They're going to start barreling towards Woxic and Zero, but that's where the range comes into play. The setup works in the end. It did get a little bit too close for comfort, but they still keep themselves in the lead. 11-8, and now EnVy can buy.
Now I'm interested to see if EnVy tries to do something fancy this round. Or do they go for the power play, just straight on rush?
It's what they were doing earlier, but they're not looking as confident. I will say this is obviously the first full buy we've actually seen from them based off what they did with the economy early into this half, but it may be them jeopardizing their own match if they can't then go on to perform in that same sort of stance we saw earlier now. Sixer did actually have the chance to buy an AWP at the beginning of this round. It wouldn't have been with head armor, but he decided against it, which on a map like Cobble, I'm absolutely fine with.
Yeah.
I think most of the time you use it as a counter to an AWP. But saying that, if you look on the other side, Woxic does have his AWP in play. So they've upgraded away from all of these SMGs. The FAMASs have survived on Angel and Zero, which do still mean they've saved a little bit of extra cash. Push going to be coming in, and here is Woxic. Finds the first, tries to fall back, doesn't have much support. Issa is going to find one in the other side of the map. Zero, he's being isolated here. They know exactly where he is running through. He still manages the frag and leaves it on to Sixer and Happy. 45 seconds up and coming on the clock. Flank slowly coming in, but it's more of just a holding position from DevFox. He's saying, okay, there's a chance you're going to retake, so rather than just me push back in and possibly get caught off, I'll just wait patiently. We've got 3 players on the site. So it shouldn't be going back the other way, but in fact, it does come in with an entry kill. It's still all on to Sixer. AWP not going to be ideal for finding ways back into this round, especially when you look at the position of Zero, who's just sat up close. And now look at where DevFox has moved to. Again, still in a holding position. He's just waiting for Sixer to come towards him. They haven't actually got an AWP at the moment, but they will be able to retrieve one, and that means Woxic will have his AWP for the next round. And EnVy are not going to have anything. Oh no, this is just mean. Why are you showing this?
I mean, they were playing around like that for a minute, and then the second he pulls up his grenade. Oh god. Well, this is going the way of HellRaisers. I'm a little bit stumped right now.
Do you want to cover for a minute while I go get my hat?
I'm going to burn your hat.
Hey, it was a present. I'll burn my present.
All right, EnVy, what do you do? There's a pause. I think EnVy discussing whether or not they should buy into this round.
Let's get some pistols. Get some pistols, maybe a UMP or two. Lost bonus has started to build up behind them, so they'll have enough in the next round if they can get a bomb plant and do a little bit of extra damage. There's not a huge amount of economy over on that CT side yet, although Ista and Zero are over that 5,000 marker, which is always a good sign because it means that they can at least rebuy. They are just going to go for some pistols.
Every single player moving towards that B bomb site as well, so this might be a full-on push from EnVy. EnVy also going to meet about 4 players from HellRaisers, so this is going to be
nice
a
read. They're actually going to be caught out a little bit. The Molotov doesn't quite stop them. Spam away with the Tech 9. It's not allowed anymore, and they're being shut down. Issa with a couple for himself. DevFox finishing once again. He's been great this game, 18 and 13 at the moment. But it has been a real sort of team performance. I don't think there's anybody particularly slacking for HellRaisers, and this is that more sort of just pug style of play. They're winning all of the duels. They're having nice crossfires. The aggression's paying off for them in almost every single scenario. And EnVy, this is the match you're supposed to be winning.
Yep. The thing is, EnVy is not hitting their shots whatsoever. I mean, it's not... HellRaisers aren't pulling out amazing setups or rotations here. It's just EnVy not pulling off the shots. A little bit disappointed in EnVy, not going for any kind of fakes, any type of advanced strategies. I mean, out of the teams here, they should be the ones to do it.
Woxic caught panicking. Will they check this corner? No, they won't. A free kill for Zero, and he gets a second as well. And now the bomb's dropped over towards the ramp. It means that the players who've already gone through long are going to be struggling, but XMS does manage to turn the tide a little bit. Zero with his third of the round. He stepped up big in this situation. Now, Scream and Sixer to try and turn it, but it's not going to happen. 14 to 8. The so-called T side of EnVy being shut down, as all they've won so far is that pistol and nothing else.
I don't know what I want to do if I'm in EnVy's position right now.
Cry?
It's a little bit too early to cry. The game's not over, Tom. The thing is, they've got enough money to buy. They got some utility, but the problem now is they don't have enough money to buy enough utility to go for any elaborate fakes.
Well, we haven't seen even just a basic B smoke setup, like the wall of smokes that just slices off the site and gives you that chance to find the openings. It has been basics, which was something that I mentioned at the beginning of the day, saying, okay, like, yeah, that's something they can do, but versus LDLC, you have a clear skill advantage. In this game, that's the one advantage you don't have. You have every other advantage, but maybe not so much the skill cap. So you want to be doing setups. We saw that earlier today with LDLC, where they just forced HellRaisers to do more setup plays and didn't give them any control. It's a much more difficult task, and Issa, again, is going to start things off. RPK is already gone. Angel re-aggresses, and that's something they've been doing as well, just taking more and more fights again and again. Molotov goes down. DevFox going to be spraying wild, but it is a couple of kills coming back for this T side. Angel, he knows at least where one of the players are, and the Molotov will force him off position. XMS is already going to be out, and now Sixer has to try and clutch. A missed shot, not something we saw on the CT side at least. He's being isolated and looks to just try and run for the hills. 30 seconds left. That's quite a long time to try and save an AWP. But when it comes to the buy in the next round, it could be crucial, as it looks like HellRaisers are taking this to map point.
Looks like HellRaisers, the team I didn't expect to do it, but like what we've been asking for the entire day is on CT side, if nothing's working, just go offensive. Obviously, all this stuff has been working for HellRaisers, but they're playing a lot more aggressive than the other teams have been playing on CT. It's just working out great for them. 15 rounds.
The other thing as well is, like, if you consider HellRaisers in this sort of matchup, we didn't expect them to win. They're not by any stretch out as of yet. Like, that was something we almost sort of talked about as if, okay, they didn't perform in that first map, and we almost wrote them off. If they win this one, then they go on to Space Soldiers, who are also in a sort of a predicament where they've lost a game. And so do EnVy will go on to Space Soldiers as well. Now, either Space Soldiers then can beat both and go through, or, well, then we go to the maths guys and they work out what happens, because it starts getting very confusing with everybody beginning to beat everybody. Of course, they're not done it yet. 15-8. EnVy looking to try and get themselves back into this map. Sixer, he's got the AWP once again that he saved from the previous round. We're going to see some aggression coming through from Scream, looking to try and find an opening. Actually just going to fall off. I'm going to back towards this B site, maybe just making a little bit of extra noise. A Molotov needs to be used to clear the angle on Plat. There's still a man there. It is going to be a quick trade to start. Issa, again, seems to be getting the first pick in nigh on every round. Now, it doesn't look like they have a Molotov in this situation, so they have to just hard check the angle, and they don't check it at all. This is a mistake, but Scream will take the head off. XMS gets another, and Sixer, he comes in all at once, leaving it onto Woxic. 1 versus 3. Now, they have the money that he can go for this. There should be no way that he gets the kill onto Six here, but actually Sixer running away gives him the chance. He hits the shot through the wall. It's not quite enough. Still has 74 HP. Doesn't look like he has a kit. Now knows roughly where both players are. Going to go peeking in. There's no reason to take a shot here or a peek at all, but Scream will finish it off. 9-15. The game isn't over just yet. It did come damn close.
It did. I mean, this is where it gets a little bit tricky for HellRaisers, because it's such a young squad. And when you get that magical 15th round on the board, it's a choke. Have you ever experienced a choke, Tom?
How dare you use the C word on stream?
Choke.
You've got to be choking.
Well, we'll have to see. They've still got a lot of rounds to pick up that last and final round they need. And EnVy has not been impressing us so far in this game. That's the tease of the map.
Yeah, that's actually the first buy round that they've won. They won the pistol, and then they won that buy round. Other than that, it's been all HellRaisers in this second half. A lot of it you do have to question down to sort of the economy game that we've seen coming out from EnVy, which did enable them to get more utility, but they haven't really done too much with it. This round at least, they are looking to try and take drop control, although you can see it's a passive hold, and already Zero, who has been flying high, starts things off. Angel will be there to be traded, so it's not by any stretch over. Has normally been good for at least 1 kill in every single one of these rounds. So let's see if he can continue that onward trend. Pete comes out, and he will. RPK goes down. Now it's all about just one position. DevFox goes aggressive and is caught out because of it. There's 40 seconds left on the clock. Issa's managed to move in. Sprays down one. Goes for the second. It's so close, but it's no cigar. And the trades come back once again. Woxic going to be into a 1 versus 2. Both players are tagged, but Sixer is there. Finishes things off 10-15. And once again, it's very close. But EnVy come out on top. And now the money is sketchy for HellRaisers. They could risk it. They could try and invest. I don't think it's worth it in this situation.
The problem for EnVy as well is they're losing a lot of players in these rounds. And taking a look at their economy, they're 4 players below 1,000. So if they want this comeback to happen, they want to be winning rounds with more players alive on their team.
I wonder if we can have a look at the scoreboard. Just see who's right up there at the moment. It's only really Angels like going behind at the moment, and that's a very good sign. Yeah. The in-game leader for the team.
I mean, you touched upon it earlier. HellRaisers, they're just putting up a team effort.
what was it, 19, 20 frags pretty much all the way across the board for the remaining players, which is very impressive. Very, very impressive. Minute left on the clock though. There's not a whole lot invested in this round. Unlike their stats, their buy is not impressive. Toxic, however, is up close, goes for the wide peak, and XMS not going to allow anything to happen here. Zero tries to finish off one, actually does manage to get the kill. Trying to do a little bit more. Peak comes out from XMS and he finishes off a second player. RPK doing the same on the rotator, and well, if he can now go in and just clear out the remainder of the B site, it's just going to be an easy rotation for EnVy.
Isa wants to check that angle that Happy's holding. In fact, he decides not to. Creeps past him, gets headshotted, and it's all down to Angel. Obviously, it's not much to do here. Only got a deagle in hand.
Yeah, I think he's hoping that Happy will come from behind and he can get himself a free rifle. Happy actually plays the timing quite well. And is now just going to be flanking to make sure nothing's kept, but Sixer's going to do the work anyway. And he actually has been one of the better players for this team. Had a nightmare or two. And again, you look across the board on EnVy and they're not doing bad either. Happy leading the charge, which is the same as the game earlier. The problem is he doesn't quite have XMS up as high as he was. And they're going to need all of the players to sort of continue to go in this direction because it is 11 to 15. Still yet to see a double op setup from HellRaisers, which does make me kind of sad. Rest in peace, Dead Fox Orp. But they do have a 4x. Angel taking the hit once again, going for that UMP. Being more of an enabler in this team at the moment. Every single player lining up to go towards this B site, although we'll see Happy just fall back to make sure there isn't anybody flanking. Now come all of the nades. It's going to be a start for Angel. He's got the UMP, so that trade's not too bad. And there goes the aggression from Issa. As said, he's always good for one. XMS looking to try and turn things back. And well, Issa is one and done as he falls. But Deadbox, he's not. Doubles down, and it's all on to Scream. 1 versus 3 to help them survive. He does get the first two, looking for the third, but he can't quite finish it. Zero will do the damage. HellRaisers, they complete that upset as EnVy lose their first match so far. They go 1-1.